But one important stakeholder of this equation is also the fleet operator of the aircraft, and putting together a business case for those guys. Do you think the fleet operator would take the most responsibility in terms of introducing this innovation into their fleets? And who will be the fleet operator, whether it will be an airline or a new company, a new fleet operation company that would emerge just for the purpose of eVTOLs alone, or cargo drones or drones? How do you envisage this future?
Yeah, so operators for sure play a very important piece. A very important part in this. At the end, it's where the rubber meets the road. You can have infrastructure, you can have airplane, but if someone doesn't fly them, we fly on a Boeing. We don't fly with Boeing. And so it's the same here, but with a little bit of a difference, right? So some of these some of these OEMs have said, I am going to operate my own airplane. And so in case of Joby, they say, I am only going to operate my own airplane. And with very, very specific markets, I might sell. But otherwise, I'm going to operate my own airplane. It's something that has never been done. Not true. It's never been done in modern history. If you go back 100 years, it was done. United was an offshoot of Boeing. It's just that it's before any one of us were alive, and probably even our parents, maybe even our grandparents. And so it's very much in the past. And so it's a challenge. It's something new. And then the other part, you will also have, as you said, that there is these established companies that are coming in with these vehicles, and then there is the startups. So if you look at these established companies, you, for example, get Bristow, one of the largest helicopter operators in the world, and you look at their approach to the market, they took an approach of a portfolio approach where they say, we're going to bet on these many vehicles. Not all of them will be successful. They will come out. And so we are going to be there, and we're going to be among the first to have vehicles that we can start looking at how do we augment operations. This is not going to be a substitution, it's going to be an augmentation. When it comes to airlines, I would be very surprised if you see any of these airlines adding this aircraft on their AOC. Is going to be more along the lines of regional, where you contract with the regional. And that is, it's not because these airplanes are complicated or anything. It's just a salary slash way of working that is just simpler that way. And yeah, there is advantages, and for an airline, it answers their darkest and deepest desires. That is, how do I capture the passenger as soon as it gets out of the house? And so that's another piece that I think it's important. When it comes to the operators, you will not hear a lot of the operators saying, oh, I'm going to start to like gang ho. That might be something that you might hear from a startup. But when you hear any of the traditional operator, they'll say, I'll take one or two. I'll figure it out. Beta has announced that they are going to deliver an airplane to New Zealand to do tests. And again, the other part is we don't have to get fossilized on this passenger transportation. Transporting cargo, doing EMS missions, much lower hanging fruit, for the simple reason that you are doing something that we want, right? We want our packages. I remember 10 years ago, if Amazon told you then in a week you get your package, you were like, oh my God, a week, that's awesome. Now they tell you tomorrow, and you're like, why? I want it now. Um, and EMS, it goes without saying. When you're saving lives, it's a different story. But I think that, when you look at all of these coming together, the operator will play a very, very important part. And again, we've also always said that this industry is a three-legged stool. You got infrastructure, you got the OEM, and you got the operator.